What's up, everyone? My name is Kyle Seyboth. As you know, or if you don't know, I am a real estate agent and broker at Century 21 Limitless. And today, I wanted to bring on a special guest. And this isn't a podcast, this is just me and someone else kind of having a conversation. And the reason I brought this person on is I think that when you look at the community and you look at the youth and you look at people that are helping out, there's really one person that comes to mind, and I think it's none other than Lorenzo Perry, who's sitting to my right. And I think it's important. We've done a lot of stuff in the past. We've helped kind of work together, not only in real estate, but obviously on, helping sponsor a lot of your programs and your, trainings or clinics or camps or whatever you got going on. And I think it's important that people out there understand how they can help contribute to what you're doing. First of all, you can explain what you're doing, what you're part of, and then how can they help contribute to that so that they can help facilitate for a kid, whether it's 6-year-old or 10-year-old or whatever, to get to a point where not only their athletic ability is increasing, but also just their ability to be a better person. I think when we've known each other for a while, that's the one takeaway I've had is you're not just about, athletics and training. You're trying to get these kids to be better people. And I think if people know you and understand what you're about, I think it speaks testament. So I'm going to let you do your thing, talk about what you do and what programs you're part of.
Yeah, no, thank you, Kyle. I appreciate it. So I started my own company, Game Day Fitness. In 2012, I started Game Day Fitness, and just kind of branched into a few different umbrellas, whether it's the flag football or it's the training. So I do a little combination of both. But a lot of the stuff that you've helped out with, and some other sponsors have helped out with in the past, was a lot of our youth programming. Specifically, our flag football program is probably the biggest one that we run. With last year, we had over 400 participants in that program, and a lot of that is from private funding. When I first started the program, we was strictly reliant on grants from the city or grants from the government. But as you know, with those, a lot of times those aren't consistent. So what my goal is to figure out how to build a consistent program that can, stand the test of time. So that's when I leaned on, people like yourself, Carlos Rodriguez with ACR, who's been a sponsor since the program originally started, Jonathan DePina. So those are just a few guys that really came to the table and helped me to create this sustainability, with the league. So it's been awesome to partner with you guys because, like I said, my goal was to not have a program for this year, not have a program for next year, but have a program that was here for years to come. And that's what I really found, that, relying on grants that, sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, doesn't really give your program that long-term success that we're hoping for. So once I started that, kind of partnering with some local businesses, that's when the league really took off, and it really allowed me to create a very high level, high quality program. Because what I try to do with a lot of my programs is keep the price point at a level that is affordable for the demographics that I tend to work with. A lot of inner city kids, a lot of inner city families. So I need to be, kind of cognizant of where my price point is to make sure that everything that we do, everything that we run, price doesn't drive any family away. So we just figure out ways through sponsorships and things like that that can help these kids, stay involved with sports. And like you said, it's not just about sports. That's just the carrot piece of it that draws them to it.
Of
But
course.
a lot of what we do, and some other coaches and other people that are involved in the community really try to do, is how can we create better people? How can we create better humans? A lot of these kids aren't going to be professional athletes, but we are hoping that they grow up to be, professional human beings and adults. And so a lot of stuff that we do is just really try to build great kids of character, great kids of just substance. And I tell my kids all the time, a lot of the opportunities that I was afforded um, after I was done playing football was not necessarily because of how many touchdowns I scored, but just trying to be a good person, and I think that's what helped me along the way and open a lot of doors and create a lot of opportunities is just kind of being the person that you and I connected with, and what you talked about when we first started.
So one thing I would say, you said not a lot of them are going to go to play in the pros. I would say very few, right? You're talking not a lot. Like, let's be real. The number is very small. You got to be a stud athlete. You've got to have a super competitive mindset, and you got to have a lot of athletic ability that's natural, right? Would you agree? Right, to get to that level. I mean, obviously, Division 1 is something. Division 2 is something. 3, but to get to that professional level, that's a different animal, right? Especially out of Rhode Island, that's a different. There's very few people that have made it. So I think being a better, having that competitive nature, but also using it in the real world, can't beat it, bro. If you can teach these kids how to do that, they're gonna be successful, no question. And I see it in my space in the business world. Athletes have an advantage. Someone that was an athlete, I would rather hire that person because they know how to compete. And
Right.
because they're not gonna, when stuff gets hard, that athlete's not gonna curl in the corner and curl in the ball, right? And hide and cower away. They're gonna step up to the plate for the most part if they're a competitor.
Right. No, I agree 100%. I think sports definitely, especially competitive sports and just that internal drive, definitely teach you to compete, teach you to have that resiliency, teach you to have that dependability, teach you to really dig deep when things get tough, when things get challenging, and just having that, never quit kind of mentality. So, I agree 100%,
Be consistent too. Like one of the things that I see is being in my world, a lot of people lack consistency and motivation. I don't know any other way. Like for me, they're like, how are you motivated? Like I don't know how to not be motivated. My question to you is, how are you not motivated? You know what I'm
Right,
saying? And
right.
I see it in you. Like I don't gotta ask Lorenzo how he's motivated. The guy's motivated. He's ready to go. Like right now, you put a pads on, he's ready to go. But what I really wanted to do was let people know, A, that you're doing a great thing, and B, that the ability, for folks that are looking to do sponsorships, it's there. And I think that you would say you would welcome as much kind of sponsorship dollars that you can get. Because I look at it like this: these kids, you know, they didn't ask to be in a position where maybe they couldn't afford it. It's our job to give back, and I think if more people could try to give back, I think it would be helpful. And I love giving back to the young kids and the young adults to kind of get them to that next level. So how would somebody, if they wanted to donate to your program or wanted to help sponsor a kid or sponsor a team or whatever, what does that look like and how do they make it happen?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that, and one of the things for me it was super important was to build a high quality program in the inner city. So there's a
Right.
lot of times kids take their kids out of the inner city to go play in programs or go play in cities where, they might feel a little bit more comfortable, or they might feel safe, or they feel like the program's being ran at a high level. So for me, with reaching out to and getting sponsors was to put the money back in the league to run it at a quality, super high level. It's professionally ran, from the uniforms to the jerseys to the officials. So that's what was really important to me, is running a very high quality program in the inner city. And we've had kids and teams come from every, avenue in Rhode Island,
Mm-hmm.
from North Kingston to Smithfield, from the suburbs to the inner city. So it's really a super collective league that we've been able to build over these last couple of years, from sponsorships that allow us to run a league, and like I said, run it at a super high level,
Mm-hmm.
where year in and year out, we're always getting compliments on how well the league's ran, how organized it is, how structured it is, how professional it is. And that was really my goal with building this thing and building it and making sure it stayed right here in the city, is to, show people that the programs here in the city can be well, they can be professional, you can provide a safe environment, you can do all of those things. So that was big for me. Um, But yeah, so we've gotten sponsors year after year, and the best way to sponsor is really just reaching out to me personally,
Hmm.
whether that's through Facebook, my personal page, Lorenzo Perry, or Instagram, Game Day Fitness. We can certainly connect through either one of those avenues, or simply emailing me at gamedayfitnessri@gmail.com. I love to connect with sponsors that are interested in just hearing a little bit more about kind of what I got going on, what we got going on, and ways that we kind of help support those that just need somebody else to lessen the burden a little bit. So
Yeah, I mean, I think that's important, right? I think at the end of the day, um, have them reach out and talk to you, and I think they'll get appreciation for what you're doing. And I
yeah.
and I see it like, I've known you for a long time, back when Saints and LaSalle played in the small gym. Back then, I known you for a
Right,
long
right.
time,
Yeah,
long time. But I think at the end of the day, any business person that either works or owns a business that wants to give back, I find this as a fantastic way. So again, if you reach out to him, Lorenzo Perry on Facebook, Game Day Fitness, right, on Instagram, and then Game Day Fitness RI@gmail.com on the email. Guys, reach out, give back. We wanted to do this as football kind of gets going for the spring season, right? You guys gear up, right? You do flag, I'm sure, in the spring and get
correct.
it rocking and rolling. This is a great time. So thanks for coming out and making this happen. And hopefully this gets a lot of people to donate and sponsor some of the teams in the league.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I look forward to it and connecting with some new sponsors, and I think that's what, like you said earlier, just you and I kind of knowing each other and having a relationship. I think that's what helped build a sponsor program, because people want to see the impact. They want to see
100%.
who they're donating to. They want to see the product
And
that
they
their
follow suit,
dollars.
bro. Like they follow,
Right,
like they see someone do it. They're okay. Well, that makes sense. It's legit. Boom. Hey,
right.
we've done it. Like you said, Carlos Jonathan have done it. A bunch of other people I know have done it. But I thought it was important with what you've done for the long and longevity of the time. I think it's important that's highlighted. So I appreciate you coming out, and hopefully you get a ton of sponsorship money, man.
Yeah, me
And you
too.
can honestly help a lot of these kids that unfortunately can't be in a position to afford it. Go through the program and make it happen.
Right, absolutely.
All right, man. Thanks for coming.
Yes, sir. Kyle, thank you. I
All right.
appreciate it.